true. Nervous. I had been, and am. The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed them. How then am I mad? And observe how calmly I can tell you the whole story. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me or gave me insult. I think it was his eye. Yes, this was it. One of his eyes resembled that of a vulture, with a pale blue film over it. My blood ran cold whenever it fell upon me. And so, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Now this is the point you fancy me mad, but you shall think so no longer when I describe with what caution I proceeded, with what foresight and dissimulation I went to work. Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and made an opening for my head. You would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. Ha! Would a madman have been so wise? And then, when my head was well in the room, I undid the lantern. Oh, so cautiously, so much that a single ray fell upon the evil eye that vexed me. And every morning when day broke, I went boldly into the chamber and inquired how he had passed the night. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious upon opening the door. The watch's minute hand moved more quickly than did mine. I could scarcely contain my feelings of triumph. I barely chuckled at the idea, and perhaps he heard me, for he suddenly moved on the bed. The room was black, so I could not see. So I pushed steadily on, and my thumb slipped on the basket, and the old man sprang up in bed, crying out, "Who's there?" For a whole hour, I did not move a muscle. In the meantime, he was still sitting up in bed, listening. Presently, I heard a groan, not of pain or of grief. Oh no! It was the low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with awe. I pitied the man, for I knew he had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise. His fears growing, he tried to fancy them cause the same. It's nothing but the wind. It's only a mouse, or it's merely a cricket. But he found all in vain. When I had waited a long, long time without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a little crevice in the lantern until a single ray, like a spider thread, shot full upon the vulture eye. It was open, wide, wide open. I gazed furiously upon it, all dull blue with a hideous veil over it. Now, I say, there came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch enveloped in cotton. It was the beating of the old man's heart. I scarcely breathed. Meantime, the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. It grew quicker and quicker, and shrieking grew louder. And now a new anxiety seized me. With a loud yell, I threw open the lantern, leaped into the room. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor, pulled the heavy bed over him, and smiled to find the deed done. But for many minutes, the heart beat on with a muffled sound. At length, it ceased. I removed the bed and placed my hand over the heart. There was no pulsation. He was dead. His eye would trouble me no more. If you still think me mad, you will think so no longer when I describe the wise precautions I took to conceal the body. First, I cut off the head, the arms, and the legs. I wrote hastily, but in silence. I took up 3 planks from the flooring and deposited all. I replaced the words so cleverly, so that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was no stain, no blood spot. The tongue had caught all. When I had made an end, it was 4 o'clock. As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the door. I went downstairs to answer it, and 3 men entered. Officers of the police. A shriek had been heard during the night by a neighbor, and they had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled, for what had I to fear? I made them search well. I led them to his chamber. In confidence, I brought the chairs into the room and desired them to rest, while placing my own chair upon the very spot of the victim. The officers were satisfied and sat while I answered questions. But ere long, I felt myself getting pale. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears. It was a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. Oh God, what could I do? I moaned.